today, I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Same us for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm ever stopping.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top,
I'm always flirting with pain, she likes to hurt me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty while the haters be trying me, but they hate from inside.
All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Unscripted here on the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. I'm your host and producer this afternoon, Logan Landers, and join me to talk about some entertainment, talk about some movies, and more specifically, overrated movie franchises. Jay McLovin, what's up, Jay?
Hey, I'm here to talk about some good movies and some not so good movies, and curious to see what's going to be on Dustin's list.
Who the hell is Justin?
We were talking about Justin Fields before the show, so I can understand.
My brain is still on.
Understandable. And as Jay mentioned, Dustin Reese, our stat guy, we'll call him our popcorn aficionado, I guess, since we're talking movies today. What's up, Dustin?
No, not a whole lot. Just getting ready to cover girls' state basketball all day today and tomorrow.
I got you. Okay. All right, cool. That sounds good, man. But hey, before we get into it, guys, if you enjoyed the episode, give us a like, follow, share, and subscribe on the following social media platforms. You can also check all of these out, as well as our link tree and our podcast in our description, in our link tree there. It's our one-stop shop for all of our social media platforms. Go over there, check us out, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. So, guys, talking movie franchises, ones we think that are maybe overplayed or ones that we just don't like, don't get the hype for. It's like I said, we're just chilling here. We're just hanging out today. So, whoever wants to go first, y'all go ahead and we'll just chime in.
All right. I'm going to throw it out there. We're just going to get this bad boy started.
Right.
It's like a Band-Aid. Harry Potter. God, I'm so sick of Harry Potter.
Now, and I will admit this. I have never in my 26 years of Earth watched or read anything Harry Potter related. So
it's okay.
I just know they got a lot of stuff.
I have never read the book. I've only watched the movies.
See, here's the deal. And that's part of why some people don't know just how bad Harry Potter is. And I have never read the book either, trust me. But my wife has.
Okay.
And Logan, my wife is an avid reader. I mean, she's a teacher. So, when we go watch movies that are based off of books, if that movie is not at least close to resembling something of what the book is, she's gonna let me know about it all throughout the movie. And it gets to the point where I almost want to walk out of the movie because it's just horrible. Anyway, say that to say this. Number one, there's so many spots of bad acting. It's ridiculous in that movie. I mean, some of it's almost B-level acting. Number two, like I said earlier, they go way off of the book. They're not even in some spots. A lot of the details aren't even in there, which thankfully my wife has let me know all of that. And then another one is with the Harry Potter fan base. That's why it's overrated. You can't tell these people that something's bad in that movie because it's like you put a target on your back for criticism. Frankie will tell you. He was sure as hell to let me know about Harry Potter, and so was Dustin.
Hey, I could care one way. I could care like one way. I mean, I'll watch Harry Potter because I do.
No. You cared. You cared. You made sure to let me know just how much you cared.
No, I like Harry Potter. I'm not gonna say it's not a good movie franchise, but I'm also not gonna say I can't really say if it's overrated or not because I've never read a book, and that's kind of
literally there are like, and I don't even know how many Harry Potter movies are out there. This is so damn
There
many,
is 8. There's 8 Harry Potter movies, 11 if you count Fantastic Beasts, and now Harry Potter has a new movie coming out in 2026.
And it's all based off of 3 damn characters. 3.
No, 4,
Oh,
5,
okay.
6, 7, 8 characters.
No. It's off 3, guys. Look, you go back and watch that crap. I swear it's off of 3 characters.
It's off
I'm not
of
saying
Harry,
that's not the characters that they'll talk about. I'm not saying they're not going to talk about, but it's based off of those 3 guys.
It's based off of 2.
Hermione and Harry, and then Wesley.
No,
Whatever his name is.
it's based off of Voldemort. Voldemort is the entire purpose of that movie series, start to finish.
There you go. That's it. And how many times do you see Voldemort in that damn movie?
About hundreds of times after the third movie. The first movie, it was Voldemort as a child. The second movie, it was Voldemort as an adult. The third movie, it was bringing the history back to Voldemort. And 4 through 8 was basically Voldemort coming back from the dead, going after Harry.
I'm telling you. See, Logan, this is what I'm trying to talk to you about, these fanatical fans.
So, are you saying it's? I mean, I know what you're saying, Jay. That it's a lot. Would you just say it's maybe oversaturated?
It's way
too much.
It's way oversaturated.
So, and then Dustin, I'll get your comment in a second. But so, Jay, would you say that about maybe like the Star Wars series? They've had God knows how many movies.
You could almost say that, but but they really do develop a lot. I like what they've done. Like they've taken individual characters and actually gone into their lives. Like, Han Solo's, branched off
solo film,
all about Han Solo, and how Han Solo became Han Solo. And the same thing with, all the rest of them, right? That they've done branch off stuff, So no, I actually like the plots. I like the substance of Star Wars. Even the ones that came before it. I mean, and I don't know if they were ever planned on doing, the other 3 before the original 3 or the 3 after the original 3. I think that just became part of it. Like they said, okay, let's try and do it. I don't think there was, 4, 5, and 6. I think at that time was really all they were planning on doing. So that's why it's kind of out of sequence. But man, you can't tell me, man. They were really well done. They weren't like every Star Wars movie literally was different from the one before it. Like it wasn't like the same plot line or the same character line, right? I mean, it was different stuff, different things that were integrated.
That's fair. Okay, Dustin, what are your thoughts, or what are some franchises you're not particularly a fan of?
Honestly, I'm not really a fan of Star Wars. I never really have been, just mainly because that whole series was done out of order. And maybe that's kind of why I'm not into it as much as some other people are, because the original Star Wars movies from I think it was the 70s. I don't even know when they started.
Yeah, late 70s, I believe.
The original 3 Star Wars were supposed to be movies 4, 5, and 6. And then the movies that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s were supposed to be movies 1, 2, and 3. And then the last 3 Star Wars that came out were the only 3 that were actually done in the order they were supposed to be in. And I think that kind of is the main reason why I never got into Star Wars, just because why are we watching a movie series, or why are we even putting a movie series together if you're not going to do it in order? Because to me, that doesn't make any sense at all. And I'm one of the weird people, and like what Jay said, how Star Wars has kind of done a great job of taking like these individual characters and kind of making their own films out of it. I honestly hate that. And that's another reason why I'm not going to say the Marvel series is overrated, but I think the Marvel series too is starting to get saturated, just because they keep taking every single one of these individual characters from the Marvel series, giving them not just one movie, but giving them 3 or 4 movies on their own. And I think that kind of takes away from the purpose of like not Guardians of the Galaxy, but the Avengers series. Like the Avengers,
the original.
You should just have the Avengers. Have all the Avengers together and have a movie series. Stop making Captain America 3 movies. Stop taking Thor and making that 3 movies. Stop taking Black Widow, Ant-Man, all these individual characters from the Avengers and giving them their own set of 3, 4 movies.
I get that.
That's how you saturate that entire series, because now people are like, what's the point of even watching the Avengers if I have all these spinoffs to watch, or vice versa? Why do I keep watching all these spinoffs if they're going to bring another Avenger movie back?
But I will tell you this. Hold on. The difference between Star Wars and the rest of those, though, is that Star Wars literally put out the first 3 movies back when we were kids. Dustin, I don't even know if you were born.
No, I was not. I was not born for any.
Okay, that's my point. So they waited a long freaking time before they ever released, the first 3. And then they waited a little while before they released the last 3. I mean, they didn't just put it out
back to back. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of time in between that.
Right.
And secondly, you talk about out of order movies, but yet you like the Fast 5, and that's completely out of order.
Okay, so let's get into that thing because that was in our group chat. So
No, it actually
let's bring that here.
So now you're talking to somebody that is actually probably one of the biggest Fast and Furious fans out there.
Okay.
Actually has tickets already pre-ordered for 2025.
Of course you do.
Lord.
Because of the event that they do around my town for these movies. There was only one movie that was ever done out of order in this series, and that was the 3rd movie, Tokyo Drift. And the only reason why that movie was done, that was out of order. Because the only reason that was done out of order is because it was a different producer than the first 2.
But it was still out of order.
The original producer stepped away from the series, so the series was actually supposed to be canceled after that 3rd movie.
And it should have been canceled after that.
Then the original producer came back on board for movie number 4. Movies 1 and 2 were the same storyline. Movies 4, 5, and 6, or movies 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 were the same storyline that continued after one movie. Fast and Furious 3, Tokyo Drift, was supposed to be after Fate of the Furious, which was Fast and Furious number 8. And then the last 2 movies, F9 and FS10, are part of a final trilogy that will close out the series. So every movie is technically lined up together. 1 and 2 back-to-back were supposed to be together. 4 through 8 back-to-back were supposed to be together. 9 through 10 back-to-back are supposed to be together. The only one that was out of order was Tokyo Drift just because of the whole producer issue, but that one was supposed to follow up Fast 8 leading into 9, 10, 11, and so on. Yes, I understand your point that you made yesterday that some of the stunts they're doing now are going over the top, and I will agree with you there. A lot of the stuff they are doing now is taking the movie a little bit over the top, and they're doing things that obviously you can't do with cars and things like that. So I can kind of see where you're going on that route. But the reason why I'm not going to call this series overrated is you have to look at the cast they keep bringing in for this series. Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson, Jason Momoa, Jason Statham, all these big actresses and actors want to be a part of this series for a reason. This movie series has been going on for 20 years. They've never had a movie that's lost money.
You know why that is, though? Because we're in a world that nonsensical stuff people want to watch. Doesn't matter how many damn high-profile actors are in there. If the plot and the story still suck, then you got a sucky movie with a lot of great ones in it, right? I mean, hold on. Because, look, when you watch the first 3 movies, it was based on, especially the first one. Let's just take the first one, for example. It was about, illegal street racing with thieves. Okay, pretty cool. I can buy it. Really, very, very relatable. Makes a lot of sense. Second one, the Tokyo Drift, still same thing, right?
Second one was Too Fast, Too Furious.
The first 3 movies made sense to me. Even that Too Fast, Too Furious kind of made a little bit of sense to me because it was still racing and the same plot line. But after that 3rd one, they just went off into some kind of stupid, weird tangent that was just like, I don't know if is this 007 meets Fast and the Furious or what this is, but it's just completely asinine. And I have a hard time watching asinine. They might as well make an airplane. It's almost like turning like an airplane series. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous.
Well, Fast and Furious 4
coming out of an airplane with the parachute. Ain't never gonna happen. Stop acting stupid.
Fast and Furious 4, the first half of the movie was basically the same as 1, 2, and 3, where it was street racing. And then it turned from street racing to stealing things. And then number 5 was a continuation off of that because the guy they were going after in number 4 worked for the person that was in number 5. Continued off of that. Then number 6 and 7 and 8 all were off the same person. There's not as much street racing as there was, which I will agree. I wish there was a little bit more at the same time.
That's why I wanted to watch it.
But you got to remember, though, street racing was a big thing when that movie first came out, which was the reason why that movie came out.
And they should have left it right there.
Well, street racing is not as big of a thing anymore.
It's just the time,
That's why they got away from the whole street racing thing. Now it's more of the special effects, it's more of the action stuff, and it's more of the futuristic things that can never happen, which draw people to that movie. So yes, they still want to incorporate the street racing part of that movie because that is initially how that movie came about. That is initially what people know that movie as. But people now are drawn towards the special effects. Obviously, the special effects and the stunts in that movie are incredible. So that's why people are drawn to that. Then they want to bring in a nice cast of actors because Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, obviously one of the most famous actors in the world. He's the richest male actor over the last 5 years. Jason Statham, Jason Momoa, all those guys are some of the most well-known actors in the world. They bring those guys into the series to draw people to that movie. And like you said, yes, there's a lot of 007 involved in it. Yes, there's some Italian Job involved in it. And there's other kind of movies that are drawn into it. But the reason why
you know what? But you made a good point. You just said something I want you to really think about. People want to watch it because of the actors, not because of the storyline.
No, I wasn't. I was getting there. I was getting there. The story, Jesus, the storylines are what draws people into this too, because you're taking street racing, you're taking 007 stuff, you're taking the Italian Job stuff, and you're all putting it together in one movie. So you're getting the generation that likes the street racing, you're getting the generation that likes the James Bond type of stuff, you're getting the generation that likes the Italian Job type of stuff, and all those generations together are coming to watch this franchise. This franchise wasn't supposed to go as long as it has. But the reason why it keeps going is because they keep making money. They're making more money after each film. Last Fast 9 made $334 million. Fast 10 made Fast X made $874 million. Every single one of these movies, minus Tokyo Drift, has made at least $100 million. And they just keep making more money with every film they put out because more and more people are getting into the movie because of all these genres being tied in together as one. Now, this
is one I thought was weird though. Out of all of them, you know which one I thought was really off the rails?
Which one?
Was Hobbs? Is it Hobbs versus Gibbs?
See, that's the spin-off one that I was getting into.
I hated that.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that one too, and I don't actually consider that part of the franchise. Yes, it does say Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, but all it did was take The Rock's character and Jason Statham's character out of the actual series, put them in their own movie to do whatever the hell they did. I've only watched that movie once. And then neither one of them came back for the last two movies, which is kind of stupid because both of them played such a vital role in movies 5, 6, 7, and 8. Why give them their own little movie then if you're not going to bring them back for 9 and 10? Rock is obviously back for number 11. Mm-hmm. But Vin Diesel did announce the other day that number 12 is going to be the last one. So number 11 is going to continue off of how number 10 ended. And according to what I've known so far about number 12, the series ends by Vin Diesel getting killed somehow.
Which we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, which is supposed to come out in 2027, which the reason for that is everybody knows the reason for it. I think, Jay, you know the reason too?
Yeah.
What do you think the reason? I don't. 2027 will be the 25-year anniversary from the first one. That's when they plan to release the last one, 25 years to the date that first one came out.
And then that'll wrap it up.
Because the initial series was supposed to stop at 20 years after the date, which would have been after F9 came out. But then COVID pushed everything back and all the timeline got moved. So in order to kind of keep it with kind of that cinematic ending, it's like, we'll go 12. We'll have 12 come out 25 years to the day that first one came out, and that's how we'll end the series.
Yeah, that's fair.
Come to an end because, man, I'm tired of. I mean, talk about oversaturation, man. I'm like, come on, man. Damn.
I mean, that's how I feel with like a lot of horror movie franchises, and I love horror movies, but my God, I mean, there's what
like Halloween.
Halloween's got a lot of them. I know that they've got different directors. They've rebooted it. They've redone it all these different types of ways. Yeah. The Saw franchise has gotten like 10 movies now. They're going to keep moving. I think the horror movies are probably like the worst trope when it comes to beating their characters to death, and not in a movie sense. But yeah, I mean, there's how many Friday the 13th and all of that. It's just there's so much. I mean, like, I'm fine. Like, hell, the majority of movie franchises get at least a sequel. Like normally the first one is the one that sets it off. Sometimes the second one can be great. Sometimes maybe the third one. But I feel like once you start going after that, then you start losing quality somewhere
You
along
have
the way.
to, right? I mean,
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
not
because
supposed
how
to
many times can you do the exact same thing for the most part without
do it.
getting
And God
stale?
forbid, if I ever see another Scream movie, I'm gonna lose my
Jay, they
mind.
just came out with one
There's
last
another
year.
one coming out.
You see what I'm saying? Scream has got to be the most
That has been
drama
going.
thing.
They've been making those movies since '96 at a consistent
Yeah,
clip.
well, blame Jenna
that's it.
Ortega for that one.
I'm about to say Halloween's been coming out not as consistently, obviously, but they've been making, a movie or two per decade since the late '70s. For God's sake,
Yep.
Yeah.
like, what are we doing here? And so that's just kind of my big trope.
And seriously, if I see another Hunger Games come out, I'm really gonna be pissed.
That one I don't know. I haven't
2020,
seen. So I don't know.
2025.
Oh,
Let me tell you,
man.
hold on. Do you know that Hunger Games is actually a ripoff of Japanese film called Battle Royale?
No, I did
They
not.
ripped
Actually.
it off. They ripped it off. Go look at Battle Royale, and you'll see all they did was put a few little science fiction stuff in the Battle Royale, and that's how you came up with Hunger Games. But they literally ripped that movie. They really literally plagiarized that whole series off of another series. I mean,
I did not know
how
that.
much
No.
more unoriginal can you get?
No, I mean, you're not, I get what you mean. And it's, we could go on for this for hours and hours, I think. If you guys got anything else you want to get off your chest, now's the time to do so. We'll wrap things up here.
Yes. The last one I want to talk about real quick, Rocky.
Rocky. Okay.
And I love Rocky. Don't get me wrong. I do. I love Rocky. But come on, man. Talk about the most predictable plot ever. You always knew there's two things going to happen. Rocky was going to go down. He was going to go to a little bit of a thing with Adrian. He was going to get back in the gym and train and come back and win the fight. Rinse, recycle, repeat all the way through that damn thing. I'm done.
All right, Dustin, do you have anything else you wanna get off your mind about?
I think one series that might not be given as much credit as it should is Transformers.
Really? Okay.
I think a lot of people kind of discredit that series a little bit because Shia LaBeouf is in it, and a lot of people kind of are hit and miss when it comes to Shia LaBeouf as an actor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, like Mark Wahlberg coming in the later part of the series, and it kind of, in my opinion, it got away from the Shia LaBeouf movies a little too much.
Yeah.
It didn't really kind of pick off. If the Mark Wahlberg movies would have picked up kind of where his left off, I think the series would have been a little better. But because that first Mark Wahlberg movie was so different than that final Shia LaBeouf movie, it was kind of like a disconjointed series, like where you had his 3 Transformers, and then all of a sudden Mark Wahlberg started the next 3, and it was just like, how do we get from here to there? Because even hit Shia LaBeouf's final Transformer movie with Megan Fox not being in it after she was in the first 2, it never really got into where Megan Fox went. Like, it kind of like after those first 2, it kind of got chopped up a little bit. They brought in another one. It's just like, okay, where did Megan Fox go? How do we get here? And then like 4 years later, after Shia LaBeouf started doing them and Wahlberg came in, same thing. Like, it didn't really tie anything into those previous movies to keep it going.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see that. And that was one that was, I mean, I think a lot of people thought was overhyped back when they kind of first came out. But I think as you maybe have seen over the past handful of years, people have maybe taken more of a liking to it, or kind of backed off their stance on it quite a bit. So yeah, I could definitely see your point in that. But we want to hear from you though. Our fans, our everyone that tunes in, checks out our videos. We want to hear from y'all. What do you think, or what in your opinion, and also give us a reason why. What's your most overrated movie franchise? You heard that we had a good list of them today. Like I said, we could keep going on, but we're going to call it here. As always, Dustin Reese, Jay McLovin, appreciate you guys chatting, talking with me. I've been your host, producer, Logan Landers. Guys, we'll talk to y'all again on another live episode.